Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Tyler's making key lime pie, so you're going to be hearing a mixer going.
Okay.
So, okay.
I say muscle through it.
You know what? I'm going to put my head to the grindstone and eat at least 50% of that pie. How many years?
7, 8 years. No, we're almost 10 years in January. Yeah.
And look at what we have to show for it. Look
Okay.
at us.
I don't know what we're about to talk about.
Yeah.
So I need to know from you. Person, place, thing.
Event.
Event. It's a movie, or is it a television show?
DJ,
yeah.
You're so in the dark that I'm partially in the dark. I have not decided. I have 2 nominees.
Okay.
2 houses, both alike in dignity. Should we introduce the podcast first?
Oh, yeah. This is Your Inner Child as an Idiot, the podcast where we look back on things from our childhood and see if they're any good to begin with. My name's DJ.
And I'm Damon. And today I've been given the honor.
Yeah.
To
First of all, you've dressed like Beetlejuice, so I assume that this is...
Hey, this is Navy. This is Beetlejuice at the beach.
Okay.
Or in Mykonos on his Greek trip. Okay.
Ladies here. That was my Beetlejuice.
I did see Beetlejuice.
You're not supposed to see that without me?
I won't tell you what I thought about it. I won't tell you what I thought about it.
You saw it without me?
I did. Should I see it again?
Of course.
Okay.
No, I don't know. I don't think we actually made plans. Okay, please.
I apologize. I apologize about that.
Picture this.
I'm trying to think. I feel like one will be really funny in the intro and miserable to actually do.
Okay.
And one will give us a kind of boring intro, but might give us more fodder to talk about.
Is it? We're kind of somewhere around. Does this have anything to do with Thanksgiving?
No.
Or that season? Okay.
No, not at all. I'm gonna go with the one that's more interesting. What do you think I should do? And I'll probably do the opposite.
Okay. I think that you should let me decide. We're doing Care Bears.
The movie or the show? Or the plush dolls?
We're just doing Care Bears.
The whole concept, we're doing it all. This will be a 4-hour special.
You should do the one that has a more interesting... I feel like we can make any long form thing interesting. I feel like the intro is the hard part for me.
Okay, great.
So you're going to do the opposite.
I've decided.
Okay.
I'm going to tell you the medium. It is a video game.
Video game. Okay.
All right.
This is DJ's gonna get angry. Great. Okay.
You're gonna throw a controller. Be careful, consoles are so much more expensive now, and you bought them, not your dad.
That's true. What a spoiled little asshole I was.
If I know you like platforming. I'm giving you hints now.
Okay.
You like cartoony sprites.
Okay.
You like lifting things over your head. Maybe things you've pulled up off the ground and then lifted up over your head.
Is this Mario 2?
Familiar characters. You're absolutely right. It is the unlicensed Nintendo game Bible Adventures. Now, here's the story about Bible Adventures and Damon Xanthopoulos. We were visiting some Long Island friends who had moved out to Maryland. Mm-hmm. Long Island friends. They had moved out to Maryland. And so we were visiting them.
Wow.
And Randy, the mother of the family, I won't give last names, even though I really want to. Off tape, I'll tell you her full name because I love saying it. But that's not important.
Her name was Randy?
She was very religious.
Yeah. Okay.
And she was very concerned about the influence of video games on her children. And she purchased...
Scourge of the 80s.
Truly. All our kids were becoming plumbers.
And
there was nothing we could do.
Stomping on her perfectly good mushrooms.
Stop,
and turtles.
I planted those.
Yeah.
Those are actually black truffles, Mario. You ruined them.
The turtle stomping was actually a problem, and we had to...
It's disturbing when you see it in real life.
Yeah, it really is.
And stop kicking him against a pipe. He's dead already. You're not getting any more points. So we went to Randy's house, And she had this game. And I remember playing it and being like, what is this? It felt very weird. And it was still at a time when my mom hadn't gone. We were Christians. We went to church every Sunday, but we hadn't gone full evangelical yet.
Okay.
So the younger Xanthopoloi
before the turn,
and my dad, if I'm being honest, were all very askance of like hardcore religiosity.
Yeah.
And we were very dubious about Bible Adventures, but I remember playing it and enjoying it, especially the Noah game therein. There are 3 games in Bible Adventures.
Oh, like games within games. All right.
Games within games. You can play the Noah game, where you gather up animals and get them into the ark. You have a checklist. 2 by 2, unless you're reading a certain passage in Genesis where it says 7 by 7, and you're like, wait, what? And then it goes back to 2 by 2, and you're like, wait, what was that? And it's like, don't worry about it.
But it's like the story game where it's like, but anyway.
But anyway, I just said 2 by 2, I believe. You can also play as Mother Moses, Moses' mother, not Mother Moses, carrying baby Moses to the river to throw him in the river, and you have to evade.
Did she throw him in the river? I thought.
I think we've decided the Bible Adventures is canon. Yeah,
it's canon.
The Pope is right off of Eyeline. He doesn't want to be on camera. He's a little shy, but he did say Bible Adventures is true to the God. In the
mid 2020s, we had the Council of Nashville, where they decided what new things they were going to canonize in
that Living Trees unlicensed Nintendo game that has no Nintendo seal of approval on it is canon, the original canon. And then you can also play as young David on his way to slay Goliath.
Oh, okay. So this was before he became a total jackass.
Before he started watching women bathe like a freak.
Gross.
Dude, cool. Cancel David. King David, you're canceled.
I know her name is Bathsheba, but that's still not cool.
We named the baths for her. I feel like that's more than an apology.
What do you want? I'm sorry if you were offended. My favorite way to apologize. And also
you didn't want
naming
us to send
things
your
after
husband to die in the war so that we can marry you behind his back? Oh, it's never ending with you guys.
I'm so sorry. I'm so sorry. Let me ask you just a quick point of order. If this is unlicensed and unsanctioned by the Nintendo Entertainment Corporation of International.
That's correct.
How will we play this?
DJ, thank you for asking. There are emulators online, and we're going to play that way.
Okay.
You're going to love it.
But not in the Nintendo store, I assume. Okay.
No. Don't worry about it. Now, I will confess, I've only beaten the Noah portion of this game because it's the one I find the most enjoyable. Okay. Whereas trying to carry your infant Moses, who's supposed to save God's chosen people from slavery in Egypt, is a real fucking hassle. And killing the giant Goliath and all his, I can't remember, who are the people who were with Goliath? Not Pharisees.
Rob Dignags.
Yes.
Yep.
The Lilliputians, I believe. He was actually just normal height, but they thought he was.
They were all tiny.
He was actually 5'6". It's not really that impressive, David.
Well, people were a lot shorter back then, so
true. They didn't eat as much meat, so they didn't grow to great heights. What?
So I really like that people were like, you should do more video games, and we said okay, but we're not going to do Castlevania. We're not going to do. We're not going to do any of the Super Marios we haven't covered yet. We're not going to do any of the Zeldas we haven't covered yet. We're
not interested.
We're not going to do F-Zero. Anything
too fast.
We're going to do Bible Adventures. I can't wait. And by I can't wait, I mean I expect to get very angry. And also indoctrinated. My 2 favorite things.
Well, I'm glad you said that, because one of the things you can collect to gain more health in the game is little tablets. They're little tablets. And they have Bible verses on them when you collect them.
Oh,
so the screen freezes to show you little tract for you to get indoctrinated.
I'm ready. Are you ready?
Yeah, as much as I could be after years of atheism. It's kind of getting rote at this point, and I kind of need to shake things up by collecting various sprites of animals and throwing them into an ark.
We're going to play Bible is it Bible
That's correct.
Adventures? Is there
Bible Adventures.
Bible Adventures, and for some amount of time, and for some, we're gonna try to beat it to some degree, but we'll see how mad DJ gets.
I can't.
Join us. We'll be back after this. Won't you?
Huh?
Take a. Just wanted to make sure we got this on audio.
Oh yeah, you popping pills? You want to make sure that that's on the record? Careful, you've been drinking since 1. I don't know if you should be taking those.
Okay.
Why does the bottle have a horse profile on it? I don't know.
You know how there are many unlicensed facsimiles of our podcast out there?
Oh yeah,
you know, like
sons of bitches who just talking about movies all the time and joking around.
You know how there's like two white guys like joking around about movies. Like we started that, and then there's so many other just like they found a way around our proprietary way of podcasting. Right. And we can't stop. We can't be suing everybody. We can't. Well, there's not much you can do. But there is one way to make sure that you're getting the genuine article.
Okay. And what is that, I ask, as if I don't know where you're going with this.
Dear Damon, the way is...
dear Damon.
Dearest Damon, I'm writing you from the front lines of patreon.com/your inner child is an idiot. That is where you can find out. You've got the real deal.
Mm-hmm. But does it have a seal of approval of some kind that's almost meaningless?
You'll be texted a certificate of authenticity.
Uh-huh.
Let's get on that.
That's a big ask.
Yeah. Actually, we have to pay for text. We will email you. We will post on Patreon. No, we're not even going to do that.
This counts as your certificate of authenticity, we're saying right now.
Us saying this right now is your evidence. There will be extra episodes that only we... You think some other podcast is going to do the Bengals-Rams Super Bowl from a couple years ago as a special episode, even though it has nothing to do with their show? It has something to do with nostalgia.
I definitely formed memories about it. I didn't forget it like a goldfish, I'll tell you that much.
We got special episodes. You can get your name in the credits. You can get your name in the written credits. You can get so the spoken credits was the first one.
Yeah, spoken and then written.
Understood. Mm-hmm. You can get your name shot up to the top or your request for episodes shot up to the top of the request queue.
We are not above bribery.
Oh, absolutely
Lobby
not.
the hell out of us.
In fact, we encourage it. Grease these palms. We're running on
fumes here. We need the help of just grift.
These palms are so dry. Please grease them. Patreon.com/your inner child is an idiot. Only licensed podcasts. Only licensed us talking about other people's intellectual properties.
Mm-hmm.
That's all you'll get.
Criticizing them for creating something and putting it out in this world.
How dare you put so much time, effort, and money into this for our enjoyment when we liked it slightly less than the original one that you just did a sequel to. Join us. I thought that was pretty good.
Solid. I like that there were at least 3 ideas and we just sort of cobbled them together.
Canker sore also makes it hard to swallow.
Yeah.
It's fine.
Again, the cankers.
The canks. When they called me
cankles, you know what I mean?
I was gonna say, when they called me cankles in high school, that's not what I thought they were talking about.
Who was body shaming? No, who was body shaming straight men for their cankles?
Yeah, no one came after me for that. I gotta be honest. That was a joke. That was a joke. I used a joke. I'm sorry.
I used a joke. I manufactured a joke and implemented it during the podcast. I'm also from a different part of the country at this point.
So you may notice, dear listener, that we're stalling already. And that is because we did play Bible Adventures. I actually forgot. Is that what it's called again?
Yeah, it is Bible what it's Adventures. Called. I'm actually getting, the producer from Regis and Kathy Lee is actually just outside of my eyesight, and he's doing the stretch emotion already, and we just started.
We're going to need good 45 out of this, guys. So, listen.
Yeah, DJ. Would you, wait, actually, should I be recapping the video game?
Yeah, go ahead.
allow me.
Please.
In the beginning, God created the heavens and the earth.
There was a stupid credits sequence.
Bung, 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 bung. This game has basically 3 miniature games, mini games. And you got Noah's Ark.
1.
You got Baby Moses.
2.
You've got David and Goliath, which I feel like is a misnomer. Goliath plays a much smaller role than even most final bosses in video game history. In Noah, you're collecting or correcting.
I thought you were making a play on because he has to, I assume because he has to collect 1 of every animal, 2 of every animal, he has to collect krill. So I thought you were saying krillecting.
He's going to have to, at some point, Noah, well, actually, no, you don't have to collect krill. Luckily for Noah, the sea creatures, I imagine, are awesome. They can manage themselves.
I forgot about that.
Which seems like a strong bias on God's part. Like,
yeah, I mean,
I'm going to flood the earth, gather all the animals. Don't worry, whales, you'll be fine. Make as many whales as you want.
By species, I think most animals are in the water. Right?
Yeah, I think they are. Yeah.
I don't know. I can't prove that.
Does he have to get 2 of every insect?
Oof.
I'm starting to think this Bible may not be as thorough as you expect it to be.
It's not that. That's definitely not the case. But you could see how Noah maybe just kind of like, God was like, look, between you and me, just get close. You know, get
God's
the obvious ones.
Don't get the shit animals.
Yeah.
You know, you don't have to get scorpions.
You know, by this time in history, we're already domesticating dogs. Grab some dogs.
You can grab extra. I don't care.
Yeah.
You can go. You don't have to just get 2 of each dog. You can get 2 of each breed of dog. Whatever we have right now in Noah's time, Irish wolfhounds, I imagine, which you probably just call wolfhounds.
You don't know about
Ireland
the Irish
hasn't been invented yet.
I will say, Old Testament God, famously reasonable. You know, man, it's cool.
Don't worry. If you get 90% of the way there, I'm not going to smite you, you know? If you make an effort, that's all I'm interested in.
You see...
Now, of course, if you're a woman on her period, you have to live outside the village for 7 days. Rules is rules. But Noah, get close on the animals. Just get close. Get most of them. 51%, that's fine. You can do that.
You see a marmot? Grab a couple. You know? Anyway, sorry, we haven't even begun to recap.
So where was I? Yes, the title screen. So in Noah's Ark, you're collecting 2 by 2. There's several levels. I think 4 or 5 levels. I think just 4 levels.
I only made it past 2. So
the first level is they're not really. I was gonna say gendered. That's not. They're not really categorized. You're just getting a collection of animals in each one. And in the third level, oddly enough, you're getting the food for the trip, which was an interesting way to add to paper over a biblical discrepancy. We can get into it in a bit.
Please.
Since we have to stall for time anyway, we can talk about just the actual Bible. And then...
Yeah, there's some there probably, right?
By the end, the last level is getting nocturnal animals, although one of the animals is a duck, which I don't know how nocturnal ducks are. Although it is a sleepwalking duck, which is pretty charming. Then in Baby Moses, which, spoiler, may be the worst of the 3.
Yes. Yeah.
You're playing as Moses' mom, Mrs. Moses. And
I thought it was Miriam. Is that Mrs. Moses?
Is that it? Is she actually named in the Bible?
I remember reading about
Miriam Margolyes, British thespian and foul-mouthed talk show guest.
This is according to Wikipedia, so I don't know. In Baby Moses, the player controls Miriam Moses' sister. She tries to save her brother. Yeah.
Well, it's not even Moses' mother?
Oh, I mean, that's... Look, I didn't write the Wikipedia article.
Kathy Lee's producer, what the fuck is this? You didn't give me the right cards for this game.
I mean, we all know that Miriam was the daughter of Amram and Jochebed and the sister of Aaron and Moses.
No, I mean, that I knew. I can tell you that in my sleep. I just didn't know she was who I was playing as.
Yet, in the narrative of Moses' infancy in the Torah, describes an unnamed sister of Moses. Observing him being placed in the Nile, she is traditionally identified as Miriam. So
wait a minute. She just observes him being placed in the Nile?
well, yes. So
She just watches her mom do it, but we're playing as her in the game?
apparently.
You know, it's times like these I wish I didn't hit select on those long, laborious text sequences at the beginning of each game.
When you were giving me Bible passages, I mean, if you've listened to this show before, I'm not big on quotes. I'm not big on big blocks of text in my.
Actually, that's not true.
Okay.
You always want to end every episode with blocks of quotes from the movies we're watching. Now the quotes, you say?
That is true. I don't expect anyone to listen to it.
True.
Yeah.
Although they do replenish my health when you do quote things, which I appreciate. I can get 5, and any more than I collect, then I'm screwing myself over when I'm low on health later in the podcast. So
yeah.
I should
just
stick
those.
with 5 and tell you to shut up until I'm tired later on. The point is, now that's a Bible Adventures by Wisdom Tree in-joke. Only true fans are going to get that one.
Yeah.
So I guess we're playing as fucking Miriam Moses, and she's carrying Moses above her head like a turnip if you were an Italian farmer.
Just to correct the record here, their last name, Goldstein.
Perfect. So Miriam is carrying Moses, her baby brother, above her head, and you have to make your way across various structures in Egypt alongside the Nile. Now, you're probably saying, wait, doesn't Moses just go into the Nile?
Just send him on down. Yeah.
It flows from south to north. So, I mean, just put him in at any point and he'll go wherever you need him to. But that's not what the game wants you to do. The game wants you to walk from left to right until it stops scrolling and then it says, good job. And then you have to have Moses in your hands. You can't just leave him.
That is, you just described kind of like most video games of this era. The game wants you to walk from left to right until it says stop.
Please stop walking.
Please stop.
You have completed your task for now. And that's Miriam. And I think hers is only 4 or 5 levels as well. Very short, but very frustrating.
Annoying.
It's amazing how much fury they can cram in 4 short levels.
Yeah.
And then finally, you have David and Goliath. Now, the reason I say it's a misnomer is because really you're just collecting sheep. Each level has 4 sheep. You have to collect them and get them into a corral. Now, while you're collecting those sheep, you might be badgered by the usual suspects: lions, bears, squirrels, scorpions. But if you collect all those, then the last level, you get a sling, and then you can pew, pew, hit all the Philistines you want with your sling. Pew, pew. And then if you get to a certain point, Big Daddy's there himself, Goliath. You have to hit him right in the forehead, biblically accurate, with a rock.
We love a tall king, I would say about Goliath.
He looks about, 7'5". He doesn't look, he looks tall. Don't get me wrong. He doesn't look that tall. He looks like NBA tall.
Yeah.
Anyway, we kill him. We murder him. and then, success. That's the only game that actually has a boss in it, per se.
Yeah. Other than God.
Then God is the final boss of all of us.
Yeah.
But they didn't release that. They didn't release the Revelations game they were working on.
I've dropped hints during your, during the beginning of this portion of the show and while you were doing your recap, but I did not finish any of these levels. I gotta get that off my chest. I
appreciate that. Now, I don't know if we can blame the game itself, because I think my problem was emulator related. I tried a few different emulators, and if I died proper, I couldn't, when I restarted the level, I couldn't pick up anything.
Yeah.
Did you encounter this?
Yes.
And now the funny thing is, especially when you're playing Baby Moses, where you literally have to pick up your brother,
is a problem.
You can't really complete the levels at that point. And in Noah, where you have to lift 4 to 5 cows above your head,
strong
you
guy.
Can't really complete the level. Strong guy, and doesn't lose any speed when running with what 1.5 tons of cows above his head.
I also like that he can be fully picked up by a bald eagle and dropped, and he's good to go.
Okay. So let's talk about Noah, because I probably have the most to say about Noah.
Yeah.
And it's the first game in the list. So that's where you'll start. I feel like these games I got the vibe when I was playing them because Noah doesn't really have any enemies per se. It has animals you have to carry, and some of those animals are more aggressive than others. But it's only when you get to Baby Moses where there's literal Egyptians and ooh, Jesus. We had a Metza dinner. Some cheeses, hummus.
Thanks for describing that so the listeners can like get
a whiff of it. Just imagine
what the waft would be like. Yeah.
There's garlic is all I'm saying.
Yeah. And we're back.
What was I fucking talking about?
You were talking about Noah. There's no enemies, but there's aggressive animals.
There's no real enemies, just aggressive animals. Baby Moses brings up enemies, but you can't really fight them in Baby Moses. You just have to avoid them. David is kind of the same way, but only in the last level do you actually get to defeat enemies. The Philistines or whatever. You know Philistine? She lived down the street from me.
Yeah, she was a real problem.
Yeah, she was real stickler for the HOA rules.
Philistine is the original Karen. They're like,
she's like, we're all using macadam for our driveways. I noticed you did concrete. I'm going to have to report this. Classic Philistine.
I like that joke. That's a good one.
Thank you. I will say this about all three games. I think the graphics are pretty good. I think the sprites are expressive and chunky, and they look good for the NES era. Yeah. I feel like Noah probably has the best background, although it is the same in all four levels. But it's the most interesting looking background. Yeah. Whereas Baby Moses and David are all... Baby Moses is the worst because it's just a very low-lying ground with a huge sky area, but there's nothing interesting in it.
Yeah, you're just kind of... Yeah, there's nothing happening back there. Like you can kind of... with Moses, you can interact with it. You can climb the trees. You can jump on things. You have to go inside the ark. The ark, I did not know what that was at first to kind of let your expectations...
You just thought it was a big brown thing.
Well, I was just like... Because it's, you're climbing the trees and then you're like climbing over like I don't know what you would call that, like a cave, kind of.
Yeah, there's like a rock face that has entrances.
And then I was just like, oh, this is some sort of structure. And then there's a door in the structure. And then it's like, oh, you put an animal in here. And I was like, yes, I see.
Yeah, it's sort of like it's not arc-shaped. It's like got trees on both sides that I think are intended to obscure the arciness of either end. So they just have to build this sort of brown rectangle in the middle. And yeah, if you don't know what you're looking for, it is not. It doesn't read as arc to me.
I want to give like, I know we're just like in the middle of talking about graphics. And we haven't got to third game yet, but like, I want to give learning the background of this a little bit, and which I think you described some in the intro. I honestly don't remember it that well, but I learned a little bit about it, and I do think this gives some context. So you mentioned that this is an unlicensed NES game, so. I had never played this, and that would sort of explain why. So it was a game development company. What was it? Color
Wisdom
Dreams.
Tree.
Color Dreams was the original.
Color Dreams?
Yeah, and so they made they were one of the founders was like a proponent, like a total opponent of Nintendo's like only we can make games for the Nintendo. And people were like, screw that. And I don't want to defend a giant company too much. But it's like, I kind of get it. It's for profit. And they're like, we made the thing, make your own system, get off me. But there's arguments to be made for like making an open source thing. Then game developers of all kinds could make games, and there's arguments for that. And I don't really have a strong opinion, to be honest.
I think also it's important to remember that the games industry, again, not to protect a multinational corporation, but the games industry almost completely collapsed upon itself because of shitty games being produced. And I think part of the idea of the Nintendo seal of quality, as dubious as that distinction might be, is to be like, hey, this is a good game. We have approved this game to play on our systems. And because we don't want to just flood the market with, E.T. the video game over and over and over again. And that was also the reason why, especially early in the Nintendo's history, was you get those black box games that had the literal graphics on it. The reason for that is you'd get these Atari games in the Atari era that had these beautiful hand-drawn things, covers on them, and then you put the game in, and it's just big blocky sprites walking around. You're like, this is a piece of shit.
What is this?
So it was to stress, like, hey, this is what the game's gonna look like. And to your 80s eyes, it's gonna look pretty good.
Yeah, you don't know any different. You're a fucking idiot.
Fucking know. Ocarina of Time hasn't come out yet.
Your mind hasn't been fucking blown yet.
You don't even know what Star Fox is, you fucking idiot.
But so Color Dreams started making unlicensed game for Nintendo, and this was challenging. They got a lot of complaints, and they would have some people would like call their line, because phones was a thing. It's the late 80s, early 90s. And they would call, and they would basically give their serial number of their particular Nintendo, and then they would make a cartridge to work specifically with that. Now, I don't know how. I don't know the mechanics of this. But basically,
this seems like some mob stuff. This seems a little too involved.
There was something that they would do. They would like send an electrical surge. I mean, with their cartridges that would sort of not make the like safety things from Nintendo. Not safety. They're like
they would override
the license. Yeah, it's a similar thing that like Game Genie did later, where it was like a thing that would kind of like override some of those protections.
Yeah,
and so they found they were getting a lot of complaints because they weren't working very well, and when they did work, the games were of dubious quality.
This sounds like what I could have predicted it would be.
But they also found, and they were also getting the shit hassled out of them by Nintendo. Nintendo was suing them and like preventing them to doing all this kind of stuff. And so they had this idea that was twofold. One, they could kind of get around this Nintendo hassling them, and then also tap into another market, which was the Christian bookstore market. Basically, they weren't selling video games. In fact, a lot of kind of modern Christianity, Protestant Christianity at least, was like anti-video game because they were like bad influence on children.
Like
and all this
Randy,
kind of stuff.
my mom's friend, who we discovered Bible adventures at her house.
This was Randy's mom's. Like this was aimed at her.
No, Randy is the mom. This is Randy with an I.
Oh,
she is
Randy,
my mom's friend. Yeah,
Randy. Okay, who's the friend? Wait, what?
Randy was my mom's friend, and we went to her house, and her kids had to play Bible adventures because Randy did not trust video games. Too much turtle killing.
Yeah. I mean, there is a lot.
They're God's creatures too.
There is a lot of plumber on turtle violence in video games. I gotta be honest.
My kid says he wants to be a plumber and wants to eat mushrooms all the time. I can't with this. Get me a Baby Moses game.
Okay, outside of the Randy lore, which I've completely lost the plot. So, Color Dreams forms another company underneath their umbrella called Wisdom Tree, and they make games. Basically, this is the first of many games that sold way better than they expected, but they put them next to the testaments at the register, at Life. What was the
You want old, you want new, or you want this Wisdom Tree game?
What's the big company that was like headquartered here that I completely forgot about? Life something.
Lifeway.
Lifeway. Shit like that. Christian bookstores, which were big.
So what you're saying in essence is religion is the last refuge of a scoundrel.
I mean, that you make that sound like this isn't a high quality game. Here's the truth though. Like, we played on an emulator, so you have to put a big grain of salt with that.
Everything has an asterisk.
But I'm not sure that those glitches wouldn't have also happened on the actual game because they were famously glitchy games for that reason, because they were unlicensed. So I just think that all of that is super important to all this context of like they also had limitations on graphics, and I think it looks pretty good given
I
the
do think it looks pretty
graphics.
good for an unlicensed game, yeah.
Yeah. And because it's basically kind of, and there's a lot of criticism of this too, that it's kind of ripping off the mechanics of Super Mario Brothers 2.
Which it absolutely is.
Which Super Mario Bros. 2 was already a reskinned version of some other game that was in development. So
reskinned by Nintendo themselves, though.
That's
it was
true.
Our game to reskin.
I'm sure whoever was developing that original game is like, yeah, it was a great deal for me. But you know what I mean? Like they were already kind of jumping around going through a lot of hoops. I can't remember what you do with hoops.
You go around them, you can crawl under them. You can pretend you're Rosie Perez and just put them around your ears.
You can do like big ears at the time and be like, I'm Mickey Mouse. Yeah.
So those are some of the various prepositions you can do with hoops. I'm glad you brought up Mario 2. I know we brought it up in our intro. Actually, I'm going to save that for our larger topics.
Okay.
I just want to keep
We were going through the
about...
games. I just wanted to give that context before we continue to go through the games because we were talking about the background and Baby Moses. David and Goliath, what's in the background? I cannot remember for life.
David and
I
Goliath,
played that one
it's
the
probably
least.
actually, once I said that, I immediately regretted it. It's actually a little bit better because it has pretty varied backgrounds. There's like mountains in the background. It kind of looks like Rygar, if you ever played that on the NES, where there's like distant mountains. Or Ninja Gaiden had that a little bit, where they were just like distant mountains. Wouldn't be surprised if Wisdom Tree, Christian broker that they were, just ripped that straight off of another game. Yeah, I mean, David and Goliath, unlike... I mean, Noah, you play the same area over and over. There's just different animals to collect. And David and Goliath actually has varied terrains that you go to each time, as does Baby Moses. So Noah's Ark, you in the first level, you collect various easy animals, somewhat easy animals, some
Except for the
cows, some
snakes.
bulls, snakes. They're the trickiest ones because they're hiding. And then the second level is
Chaos.
cruel.
Yeah.
It like immediately becomes chaotic because it's, I would say, mostly birds. There's like raccoons and turtles and pandas who are dicks.
Yeah. Pandas kick the shit out of me. And I was like,
Pandas
what is
kick the shit out of you, and they're at the base of the ark and right by the door of the ark, which is some... Can you hear that?
Yeah.
Okay, it's Tyler's making key lime pie, so you're going to be hearing a mixer going.
Okay.
So, okay.
I say muscle through it.
You know what? I'm going to put my head to the grindstone and eat at least 50% of that pie. Anyway, yeah, the second level is just a huge spike in, I wouldn't say difficulty as much as just absolute frustration.
Yeah.
Some of the more aggressive animals you can get by grabbing hay bales. There are sometimes hay bales scattered
You can
throughout
hit
the
them
thing.
with things. Just
You can put them down on the ground, but much funnier, you can throw them at them and knock a panda unconscious. Now, keep in mind, pandas weren't yet endangered in Noah's time. I mean, they are endangered in that a flood's coming and they will drown, but
in the sense that there's literally only going to be 2 of every animal
there's
somehow.
plenty of them at this time. So you can knock a panda unconscious, which works. But both in this level, both of the hay bales are where these godforsaken North American bald eagles, like to check the science on them being on the ark, are flying around, and they will grab you and pick you up to the top of the screen and then drop you several feet away. And there's more eagles than you need to collect. There's, even if you get to the 2 eagles, there's still 2 more rabid eagles flying and swooping.
Did you get the eagles? How did you get the eagles? I didn't.
I did a little trick, which is throw a fucking hay bale at them and knock them unconscious.
Yeah, I didn't.
There's 2 that are perched on the branches that are less aggressive than the ones just flying in the air.
Okay.
But Jesus Christ, that level was very frustrating. Not to mention every other animal is like running for. There's a raccoon that's chucking nuts at you. Every bird flies away from you, and there's this tiny little blackbird, which the graphic is very cute, but he is very easy to overlook. Did you ever see the blackbird in that level?
Didn't make it
Oh
that
my
far.
God, he is like a thumbnail. That's not a good metaphor, you know? He's like a thumbtack. He's tiny, is what I'm trying to say.
Video game thumbtack.
Yeah. So then the third level, you have to collect 7 of each food item, which is a very clever way to get around a weird biblical discrepancy.
Tell me.
So in the story of Noah, and you can read this now, grab your Bibles, kids. In the story, it tells you about...
Just out of frame.
Which one you want? You want NIV? KJV? I got them all right here.
Teen Study?
Teen Study, The Way. That was one I got my mom for Christmas one year in the 90s. She specifically requested The Way Bible.
From Lifeway Bookstore, I'm sure.
From Wisdom Tree.
Oh.
She had to play it to learn all the quotes, which is very tedious. So in the story of Noah, God tells Noah, hey, this place fucking sucks, and I'm going to destroy it. Your family seems cool, though, so if you could gather 2 of every animal, that'd be chill. That'd be fire emoji. And I'm speaking to the youth.
Yeah. Again, Old Testament God, famously super cool.
And Noah
you're not
says,
a Canaanite, right? Cool. Okay, good. Then we're cool.
Because I'd like one of your progenitors to kill them.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
So Noah starts collecting them 2 by 2, and the story keeps saying 2 by 2, and then all of a sudden the story goes, and he has to collect 7 of each animal. And then it goes back later on in the story to saying 2 by 2. And there's been a lot of attempts by Christian leaders and Jewish leaders to explain why does it suddenly switch to 7. And some people theorize oh no, God was telling him he also has to collect some animals for food. But that's probably not what happened. There are two authors that go back and forth in Genesis, according to most biblical scholars. And you can tell which one's which by what word they used to describe God. And what they think happened is someone cobbled 2 stories together and didn't resolve the discrepancy between them. Isn't that nice?
But they both...
It's a book that we start wars over. I'm having so much fun.
So the one story you think was 7 of each animal?
Yeah, some people say.
I feel like that would make a lot more sense. I mean, you'd need
from a genetics standpoint. I mean, it's best to have more. I mean, 7, you're probably still screwed. But at least 2 by 2, that you're gonna have to have brother and sister going at it.
Remember how we were talking about how the pandas are now endangered? You know how many fucking pandas there are? It's a lot more than, I don't know how many. It's a lot more than 7. And we're real worried they're not going to make it.
Because they just don't like fucking.
Look, asexuality is a perfectly acceptable way to go. Unless your species is endangered. And then fucking figure it out, okay?
Just drink some beers and go at it. What do you think college is for, pandas?
We human beings are very far from that right now. So, no judgment.
We could use some more panda mentality just to save on resources.
Just relax.
Just kidding. Sex positive. Do what you want. Anyway, and then the last episode.
Only with enthusiastic consent. Just
oh yeah, no, don't do what you want. Don't do that. Only if what you want is to get enthusiastic consent.
Yeah.
Jesus. Almost walked into it there.
Oh, that was close.
So the last level, you have to collect a bunch of nocturnal animals, which, by the way, are the most aggressive. Lions, tigers, leopards, panthers, all want to eat poor little Noah. But you get them all in the ark, and you get a little cutscene of the boat rocking, and then it lands on Mount Ararat, and we're all happy and
everything's fine.
Mazel tov. That's the end of Noah. Jumps you right back to the title. And then you hit select. You pick Baby Moses. Do you want to describe Baby Moses to us? Baby Moses?
Well, I made it even less far in this one, but you're taking...
Because you were mad, I imagine. If you were anything like me, you were furious.
Yeah. It was a combination of being very distraught. And also not being able to continue because of glitches, and then also being I get it. I get it.
I think I didn't feel bad because I didn't finish this one either, but I watched her run through, and I was like, oh, and then it just ends. Nothing actually, she just does it 4 times, and then she made it.
Much like with the Bible, there's not much of a story if you just go through it all. If you pick up, you're Miriam, I guess. So you pick up Baby Moses, and you're meant to take him to the river, but a very specific point in the river, as you mentioned, and you're being attacked.
God likes it just so.
And you can't. There's a certain amount of setting down that you can do. One time, and this might have been a glitch, I thought you could set him down and kind of avoid things, then come back and get him, but it didn't like that once, and it started me over. So I don't know if that was a glitch or if that's part of the game.
You just died suddenly, or Moses wasn't where you left him?
It started the level over.
Oh. Well, I mean, you shouldn't just leave your baby wherever.
That's what I thought. I was like, well, okay, I can't do that. But then it was well, I can't move in this, because you get to obstacles where you kind of have to set him down and then jump or whatever. I can't remember exactly.
What I didn't like about these levels, it feels like you immediately start the first level. Moses just lying on the sidewalk.
Yeah.
And you're supposed to go pick him up. resented that I had to hold Moses, mostly because I kept accidentally throwing things I picked up. So I kept accidentally throwing a baby into Egyptians who really don't want him to live, per the title card of the initial card of the game. And in the Bible too. I mean, that's accurate. That's lore. That's canon. Literal canon.
They shoot cannons? Is that what you're saying?
No. I mean, canon,
Okay,
Bible
gotcha.
is the canon.
Sure.
Come on. 1N canon. Well, 2N, but not 3N canon. Anyway, you start that level, and this is when I first realized the emulator glitch was not letting me pick him up, and these spider creatures just kept coming out of a tree and just walking around and hopping towards me, and I couldn't do anything. You can't defeat any of these enemies, and I was unable to pick up Moses. I'm like, what do you want me to do,
what is this?
Game?
Yeah.
And then I realized there was an issue on my end. But once you have to pick up Moses, you're just like walking around with him. And the game, I didn't ever see a reason to put down Moses, so I resented the idea that I had to actively pick him up. And some enemies will just stun you, and some enemies will hurt you, and if you get hurt, you'll drop Moses, but other times you'll just get knocked back.
Yeah.
One of the other annoying things of this game, this is consistent across all 3 games, is there is very severe knockback if you get hit by an enemy, which is fine. That happens in plenty of games. But one of the things I noticed is missing is that most games you get knocked back, you have a brief window of invincibility.
Right. Yeah.
Mario
You're like blinking
blinks for a little bit and nothing can hit you. And it just lets you get your bearings and realize what's going on again. This game doesn't have that. So if you get knocked back, say, by a panda that's guarding the door to the Ark, he'll just keep running into you and you'll keep just bouncing and there's nothing you can do because he'll just keep hitting you, and there's no moment where you can get your footing again, and you just want to break your computer in half, like one of those like bodybuilder Christian, revival guys that would come around and tear across the phone book. Nowadays, they're probably tear apart a MacBook. You know what I mean?
Mm-hmm.
That's the phone book of Aria, so I've made a connection.
I think that
between eras.
That this is the game trying to let you let go and let God,
But God ain't taking the wheel. He's like, figure it out, Miri. He calls
Miri.
Figure it out. These spiders are hitting you. What are you going to do?
Did you make it to the end of this one? I can't remember what you said. Okay.
Absolutely not. I was too mad. And also anytime I died, which this one I died the most in, I had to restart the game because I couldn't pick Moses up if at any point I died.
Yeah.
So this one is also very vertical, sort of going back to that Mario 2 thing. But the thing about Mario 2, which has a lot of verticality in that game, but it also has, usually a level will start out horizontally, and then you'll go to a vertical portion. This game, would sometimes start you at the bottom of a huge tower, and you don't know where you're headed or what's above you. It's infuriating. And then there would be a leap of faith style jump to the tiniest ladder in the world while you're carrying a baby, mind you. And you have to latch onto that ladder, and you have to be almost pixel perfect to latch on, or you just fall to the bottom of the tower and have to climb back up again. Absolutely infuriating. While enemies just spawn over and over and over again.
But the controls are so precise that it's...
Everything is coated in butter in this game. Everyone's sliding all over the place.
Yeah.
It's a very wild jump, and you never feel like you know exactly where the edge of a platform is.
Yeah.
Because some of them, have good, the graphic itself is good, but it's what constitutes the end of this cloud that Miriam is standing on? Biblically accurate? I don't know about that.
How did you feel about the gameplay story versus biblical story for this one?
Well, I do like that this is a game where you will thank you. This is a game where did you actually drop Moses and watch an Egyptian chuck the baby into the river? You ever see that?
did
That is
happen.
fucked up. This is what I love about Christianity. They're like, I am very concerned about the violence in video games. This is a game that has a man throw a baby into a river, drown a baby in a river. I've never seen that in a Mario game. I never saw that in Ninja Gaiden. What the fuck is your problem? It's the same thing like Passion of the Christ. It's like, oh, movies are really corrupting influence. Good news. We've created the most violent movie you've ever seen in your life.
But it's for you.
But it's for you. But it's about Jesus, so it doesn't count as violent. What is wrong with you? Anyway, this also has like a lot of like, and they're pretty good graphics, like Egyptian structures that you have to go over with like these sort of cat statues. They look really good.
Yeah.
But the problem is you go up and then you have to go down again. They almost have a pyramidic shape for some reason. And you can't see what's down below you. I felt like that was a constant problem in this game. This game and David and Goliath is that it constantly wants you to climb up to these locations, but you can't see where you're jumping.
Right.
And enemies spawn like crazy, and it just becomes really frustrating because you don't know what the game wants you to do. And it really makes you appreciate Super Mario Brothers World 1-1 all over again. It's like, you see how you like introduce an idea with a safe place for the player to test, jumping over wide expanses. And then you introduce, gaps where they can instantly die and then add to that challenge. And like, but this game is like, oh yeah, Mario's got a lot of enemies, put a lot of enemies around and bears and stuff and scorpions just forming out of holes. You never know what to expect. And once the Egyptians started hopping up onto different levels, I'm like, oh, you can jump? I actually said that out loud. I mean, they are a human. They would have the same powers that Miriam has, but still, it was very startling to me that they could change levels. I don't have much else to say about Baby Moses unless you do.
No, I mean, that's common in that. That's another Mario thing too, where you see an enemy and then you figure out what they can do. Like this enemy looks a little different and he can jump, whereas like the normal one, the Goombas, like the first enemy you encounter, it can't jump. He just kind of like walks and he'll walk right off the edge. And then there's the Goombas that don't walk off the edge. They go back and forth. And like it's sort of like, even if you're not thinking about that and taking it in literally, you kind of start to learn the game and the mechanics of the game. And these just do a shit job of that. They're just like, it's jumping up there with you. And you're like, oh, Jesus Christ, what? But Jesus would come later.
If you're going to have a flurry of enemies, there should be a way to defeat those enemies. And I think in Baby Moses, there's not a way to defeat any enemies. And in David, you can't defeat any of the animals until the very end. Well, I mean, there you're fighting not Palestine. Jesus Christ. Philistines. Jesus.
I mean, but
he's going to the promised land. It's a great book is what I'm saying. I really appreciate the direction this book has set us all on for the past 4,000 years.
It's going great.
Do you want to go to King David or David and Goliath? He's not a king yet.
Yeah, I guess, did you have any, you coming from a much deeper understanding of the biblical story of Moses, did you have any lore things that you wanted to...
This is the video game equivalent of the Hobbit movies, where it's like one verse in the Bible where Moses' mom puts him in the Nile, and this is like 4 levels just walking alongside the Nile. Jesus Christ.
I didn't want to speak out of turn, but this is a very like short part of like, and I was like, maybe I'm wrong about that. Maybe I forgot, but it's just like literally like to escape them, you put baby Moses in the river, and that's kind of it, right?
It feels like, I mean, I do appreciate they have a story where a woman is the playable character. On the other hand,
strong female.
When you have she's literally strong in that she decides to keep the baby completely upright at all times. But I mean, of all the stories about Moses, this is the one you chose? Not like the 10 plagues of Egypt or crossing the Red Sea, anything. You don't want to do that? No? Not interested? Climbing Mount Sinai? Not interested? No, the dropping the baby in the river part.
You could make a variety out of it and like do like a crossword puzzle with the 10 Commandments. I mean, the ideas write themselves.
Crossword 10 Commandments.
So, David and
Thou
Goliath.
shalt not stall. I'm just gonna write it. It's in pencil. It's gonna be fine.
Yeah,
If it's
okay.
wrong, I want to check the cross clues first.
Yeah. Thou shalt not take thine shoes off on thine airplane. Trust me, this will be
so small on these boxes.
Trust me, this will be important later.
What's a shoe?
What's a plane? What are you talking about? I gotta be honest, Dave and Goliath, I played the least of all of these.
I actually got pretty far in David and Goliath.
So take it away then.
So in each level in David and Goliath, you have to collect 4 sheep. Again, this is this is the story you wanted to dramatize in your video game adaptation is David collecting sheep, which again is like one verse in the Bible, which I think they put in the prologue to this game, which is like he would protect them from lions and bears. And part of me is like, how many lions are in the Middle East? Aren't they a Kenya type deal?
There were more before fucking Noah, you know?
He dropped him off in the wrong place.
Yeah.
So Dave, he has to collect these 4 sheep. The first level, there are bears, squirrels, rampant squirrels, and a lion.
Middle East. I guess, do they have squirrels?
Actually, I think squirrels are pretty, they're probably a Pangea mammal. I feel like, because there's squirrels in England and Europe, those cute red squirrels.
Squirrels.
Oh, buddy.
I like that. My
squirrels.
English friends, they say squirrels. Squirrels.
Which I'm like, yeah, I mean, based on how it's spelled, I see what you're saying, but stop that.
Squirrels.
Although I do like it when Veruca Salt in the Tim Burton Charlie and the Chocolate Factory, she keeps saying, I want a squirrel. I'm like, that kid is a brat. Not that brat. Charlie, don't. I can't. I went through a whole summer of this.
We're done. It's fall now.
There's a girl who's just been, thrown into a trash dump by squirrels. The very squirrels, in fact, that she wanted to collect.
Rat summer's over. We're into, I don't know.
What are we doing now?
We're doing like Olivia Newton-John Fall. I don't know.
We're doing Tom Waits Fall? Is that what we're... Kids like Tom Waits, right?
God's away on business. Come on.
So you have to... There's bears, there's lions, there's squirrels. And they throw nuts at you in the first level. And the nuts, I think, stun you but don't hurt you. But the lions will attack you and they will hurt you. You do not want to be bumped into by a lion. Bears also look remarkably like squirrels because they're about the same size as squirrels, but they will sometimes stand up on their hind legs, and it's kind of cute in the game because they also go.
That's them trying to kill you.
That's correct, but it's still cute because he thinks he's people. The first level's not too bad. The problem I have with this is like you can't tell where the fucking sheep are, and there's a huge amount of like really tall terrain to find where you're going. There's also rams. I forgot rams, which will just butt you right off of platforms. And rams are the green Koopa Troopas of this game, where they are not concerned about edges of platforms. They will fall straight down and sometimes just sit on the platform that your sheep is on. And you're like, oh my God, how am I going to get the sheep and not the ram? And then you do.
And all
It's not a great story. I'm just saying that's what happened to me.
You found a way.
And this goes on. And then when I lost my patience was level 3 or 4, which is like sort of in a mountain range. And there's all these holes dotted across the ground where scorpions come out. And that's when I lost my patience because you're trying to jump from one level to the other to get the there's like sort of 3 levels. There is a top level that has all your sheep are on that level and rams. And if a ram hits you, it'll knock you down to the next level down. And then the second level is where all the scorpions are. And they come out constantly. They are nonstop enemies. They will never end. They're like the Shy Guys coming out of the little pipes in Mario 2. Probably a direct inspiration in this fucking game. And then underneath that is Lion Town, where the lions will just swat at you and kill you.
Would you say
The
those
lions
scorpions
can jump to other levels, by the way. I learned that the hard way.
Oh, would you say those
And
scorpions rocked you like a hurricane? If you were gonna,
Yeah, and I also felt the winds of change. Is that
Yeah.
also them? Okay.
down to Gonky Park. I remember the first time I heard that, I was like, "What's Gonky Park?" You're like, I think it's a it's a
By the
park
way-
from where they're from. It's Gorky Park.
You know where they're from, and and then I think after that is the level where you get your sling, and you can just kill some fucking Philistines.
Do you just start killing everybody you see, or
Yeah, that's correct.
okay?
That's absolutely correct. And then the level ends with old Golly, and you hit him in the. Actually, you have to fight his shield bearer, and this
Oh.
actually looked like the first time where I'm like, wait, is there game design that I'm seeing here? Is this an actual attempt to create an interesting enemy? Because he is Goliath's shield bearer, and so he you have to get behind him to hit him because he's holding a giant shield in front of him. And then when he gets hit, he actually like falls with the shield on top of him, so he just looks like a shield with little legs underneath. It's kind of cute. And I was like, wow, you may actually be trying to create a game here, it looks like, where I have to come up with a strategy to fight this enemy. And then Goliath comes along and hit him in the head, just like if you read the manual, the Bible, it tells you that anyway, so kind of gave it away.
It was like in the Bible. It's just the game manual of life.
Up, down, start, select, get me out of here. Give me 30 lives.
This isn't going well, so I just blow into the cartridge. That was my midlife crisis. Yeah, I'm sorry that I don't have more to add. I would like to apologize both to you and to the listener, but I could not give it more time than I did.
What drove you insane about? Because you said in our text messages, fuck that about the David and Goliath game. So what was your breaking point?
I think it was just the dying.
Now that's interesting.
Because then, like you said, every time, and this happened even, and maybe I had died and I forgot or something, but I think it just kept happening to me. I'd go back to the emulator and I couldn't like do anything. Like there's already limited mechanics, but I couldn't actually like pick anything up or so.
Right.
And so you can't, and if you refresh it, you have to kind of restart the whole thing. And that's where it's like, okay, yeah, I didn't make it very far, but I made it far enough that I was like, no, I'm not doing this again. Now, David Goliath, I just like, I had already been so fed up, especially with Moses, that I was like, I'm not gonna.
I was fed up with most of the patriarchs of the Old Testament.
So how do you feel, speaking of canon, do you feel like misled that there was David and Goliath story was likely a different fable that they put David into to make, the young king, the would-be king,
to
have
sort
a
of
more interesting
give
story.
him a King Arthur type deal.
Yeah.
Even though, I mean, King Arthur took the King David type deal by my recollection.
True.
I don't have much thoughts about King David. He's a perv, watching women bathe, freak. And also, I mean, I always had this problem with reading the Bible, is that he is maybe the worst person in the Bible. Like, he's absolutely terrible. One of the worst people we're supposed to like in the Bible, in that he watches a woman bathe on her roof, freak, and then says, you know what? I've been jacking it to this woman bathing. I love her. So what I'm going to do as the king is I am going to send her husband to die in the front lines of a war that I'm running, because I can do that.
Being king and all.
Oh, look, she's a widow. I'm going to marry her now.
Sidle on in.
And then and I was like, wow, you're a real dick.
God's anointed king.
But Saul, the king before him, what was his big crime? Going to see a witch at one point, and and thinking that King David was going to usurp his throne, which he definitely did. But you know what King Saul didn't do? Watch a woman bathe against her consent and then kill her husband? Call me old-fashioned.
Actually, it'd be more old-fashioned if you didn't
Actually
think
call
that
me
was
new
wrong.
fashioned, I guess. Maybe my strong thoughts on not watching people bathe without their consent is mean being so new fashioned.
Do you have any nominees for this one? I feel like this is not easy to qualify. I really don't feel like I can for this one. Let's see. MVP.
I feel like I would say my MVP would be the Noah game. It's infuriating, but I feel like its graphics are best.
Yes.
Its gameplay loop is the closest to being enjoyable, although it gets real fucking tedious real quick.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Pro tip, get as many animals in one trip as you can, because it gets real fucking tedious real fucking quick.
Pro tip, try to get as many animals in the arc as you can.
You know, the concept of the game.
The concept of the game.
I just mean, like, you can stack them. And I will say this, it's very cute when you stack them.
That's true.
Because if you run real fast, the stack, like, it doesn't drop, but like it sort of waves back. And then when you stop, it sort of goes back and forth like wobbly. It's really cute. But the problem is if you get hit by an aggressive panda, say, you drop all the fucking animals. So you got to be careful on that. Also, I mean, this is another instance where it's like, this almost seems like game design, where there are some animals that are heavier than others. Like, for example, if you're carrying cows and you jump, you will drop the cow no matter what.
Right.
You have to pick it up again. And I like that mechanic. It was like, you have to be more strategic with some animals. Although the weight restriction never really made sense because I could carry a horse and jump with no problem. But the cows were a huge issue, apparently, and I had to pick them back up every time I dropped. But yeah, I feel like the graphics are the most interesting in Noah. I like his sprite the best. I think I like the design of a lot of the animals. I mean, the horse actually is really fun. It's a very flamboyant looking horse.
Yeah,
the cows are really cute. There's
even though
an owl in the nocturnal phase that's really, it looks like a 1970s like macrame owl. It's a very cute game.
Even though it's very annoying, the fact that you do have a bald eagle swooping down and picking you up and dropping you is kind of funny.
Yeah. I wish it wasn't as aggressive as it was, and it has its own frustrations, but I think if I had to give the Catherine O'Hara, it would be the Noah's Ark game.
Okay. I thought you were about
I don't
to
think
give...
we're giving a Sally Field this time.
I thought you were about to give the Sally Field to the bald eagle, and I was like, that's America, Jack.
I feel like we'd have to give the Storm Award out to Baby Moses. Get fucked.
Yeah, I agree with that.
Sorry, Miriam.
What
you have the ability to walk on clouds, but you do not win me over.
What do we call it? The Aurora Monroe egregious. I think we came up with a tongue twister. Anyway, you want to go to the verdicts? Let's get out of here. Let's go to the verdicts.
Yeah.
Damon.
Yes.
Actually, let me go first because I don't have anything remotely important to say. This game sucks.
I appreciate your assumption that I have something important to say.
I just think that you came into this, you have memories attached to this game, you played more of it than I did. I just want to give you room to have the last word on it.
Thank you.
This game sucks.
Hey,
yeah,
I'm not gonna have the last word. You know who's gonna have the last word?
The patron.
The old guy upstairs.
This game sucks. Your own child is an idiot. Your current self is an idiot if you think this is good. I do once again have to give a little bit of a leeway to the fact that we're playing on an emulator. We're also playing an unlicensed game. That I don't give them a pass on. Like if we were playing this like an unlicensed, it's like you decided to do this. And the whole thing, on one hand, I think it's kind of cynical and dubious to do like well, these are shitty games, so maybe we can sell them to Christians. But on the other hand, fuck you, for commercializing all this and for having this in the first place. I'm fine with taking advantage of it to a certain extent because all it's doing is like they spent $20 on a video game. Like it's not like it's fine. It's not that as the snake oil salesman things go, it's not the worst thing in the world.
I do like the idea of a snake oil salesman coming into a small town, selling tonics, hair treatments, and of course, unlicensed Christian video games. Step right up. You, sir, look like a gentleman who could use an unlicensed Christian video game.
You look like you need the Lord in your life.
But in 8 bits.
Alpha's back in Pog form. Yeah, no one play this. Definitely don't play it on the emulator. Probably don't play it on the NES because at this age, it might mess up your already fragile Nintendo Entertainment System. So this is bad. I don't know why it existed.
That can get you out of that.
I somewhat resent you, Damon, for bringing this into my life, but in a fun way.
No, then that's usually what I'm going for.
What about you?
Your inner child is an idiot. This is a very annoying game. I would recommend, if you are curious, watch a playthrough on YouTube.
Agreed.
And I also, my current self is an idiot, because what I did when I said that we should play this, is I didn't do the math correctly, and I didn't realize that The Legend of Zelda Echoes of Wisdom would be coming out the week that I'm supposed to be playing this purposefully antagonistic game that I trolled you with. I trolled myself, Deej. Podcaster, heal thyself. This was very frustrating. I think that the main problem, this is far from the main problem. The main problem is this game sucks.
This game is a shitty game.
Sub-main problem, indented a little bit more, is that it's just 3 of the same game. Like, the gameplay loop is the same. Carrying a thing over your head to get to a specific location. And I feel like if they could have added a little bit more variety, it would be fun to play maybe different games. But each time you're just playing a much more frustrating version of the last game you just turned off because you're so fucking frustrated.
Yeah, you don't get like a respite from it by like checking into another game and coming back to it.
There's no variety. Like, you could have had playing as Baby Moses going down the Nile, and you have to avoid different obstacles or something like that, but instead they're just like
the Ninja Turtles when they're surfing in the sewers.
Yes, precisely. That's what you could be doing. But they didn't.
No, that's a game.
They could have had David, whacking it to a woman bathing, but they didn't create that level either. So yeah, this is a very frustrating game, and it does make you appreciate even the rudimentary game design present at the time, which is like, hey, maybe don't have an enemy spawning right at the beginning of the level. Maybe let the player get their bearings to know where the fuck they are before you have a panther sick itself on a 125-year-old man who eventually gets drunk and naked in front of his children. Another wonderful patriarch we have in Noah.
To be fair, 125 then is like, 31 now.
That's true. Most people lived to 900 then.
Yeah.
Because they were eating vegan.
Yeah.
So yeah, your inner child's an idiot. This game sucks. Let me double check that I don't have any. Yeah, no, fuck this. Yeah.
I have like 4 notes, and one of them was like, what the fuck is happening? But that was because it was a glitch, and I didn't realize it was a glitch.
Wow, this game got a lot more challenging when I can't pick up Baby Moses, the point of the game.
What do you think, everybody? Did you play this? Please tell us if you played this, either as a child or now with a emulator or with an old NES. Text us or leave us a voicemail, 615-576-0525. You can also email us, yourinnerchildisanidiot@gmail.com. If you want to be a supporter of the show, you can go to patreon.com/yourinnerchildisanidiot. I want to thank our current patrons, including
Little Miss Chicken Nugget,
Just Cuz,
Lindsay Halik,
Josh Frigo,
Shit on the Cartouche,
Jonathan Day,
T. Smith,
Lindsay Nell,
Beth Surmont,
Bill Haynes,
and lo, the hot dog was dramatically placed. Forever and ever, amen.
Particle Man,
Travis Vance,
Hizoner the Mayor,
Larissa Maestro,
Heather Tuggle,
Zachary Hartley,
the supreme ruler of this podcast,
Captain Jean-Luc Picard,
the Hands of Fate,
Jody Passanisi,
Karen Curd,
the Zesty.
Jackson has an unhealthy obsession with Damon.
No, Damon's Australian accent.
Tommy Boy is Damon's favorite movie.
Dr. Malcolm's Heaving Bosom.
Caroline Amberson.
The Elusive fan Gromkin.
Jeremy Powlen.
And David Mort.
Thank you all very much. If you want to support like them, patreon.com/yourinnerchildisanidiot. And We're just gonna sing the 8-bit version of Iesu Joy of Man Desire just to walk you out, okay?
I thought this was Pachelbel's canon.
No. That's
I thought that was Vitamin C's graduation song.
No, that's damn, it feels good to be a gangster. Real gay.
I just don't know my classical music.